In this video, we'll talk about the second part of the practices, the ones with word problems, practice 3A and 3E. The only page from the notes booklet that's relevant to this would be page 14, the word problems. Let's go through each of these first, and then we'll go through some of the word problems from your practice packet. Jackie has 2 summer jobs. She works as a tutor, which pays $12 per hour, and she works as a lifeguard, which pays $9.50 per hour. She could work no more than 20 hours per week, but she wants to earn at least $220 per week. Set up a system to model this. So we'll say that she's a tutor, we'll call that T, and then lifeguard, we'll call that L. So as a tutor, it's $12 an hour. So let's just say 12T. And then lifeguard would be $9.50L. If you add those together, it needs to be at least $220. Now when it says at least, it can't be any less than that. It can't be $210, but it can't be $230. So we're going to put greater than or equal to. And then it says no more than 20 hours. So it can't be 21 hours, but it could be 19. So we're going to put less than equal to for that. A way to check yourself, again, just come up with some numbers. Is 21 reasonable or is 19 reasonable? So if T plus L has to be less than or equal to 20. And usually when they have word problems where they have inequalities, the main thing they're looking for is for you to just set it up. If you were to find a solution set, well, the best ways to do that would be to graph that. Let's look at the next example. You go shopping at a local department store with your friend and cousin. You buy 1 pair of jeans, 4 pairs of shorts, and 2 shirts for $84. Your friend buys 2 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of shorts, and 3 shirts for $76. Your cousin buys 1 pair of jeans, 2 pairs of shorts, and 1 t-shirt for $52. What is the cost of each item? So on here we're going to set up a system of 3 equations. We have you, we have your friend, and then we have your cousin. So you are going to buy 1 pair of jeans, so let's just say that's 1J. And then 4 pairs of shorts, so it'd be 4 times S. And then 2 shirts, we'll call it 2T for t-shirts. And then that would be $84. Your friend would be 2J plus 1S plus 3T would be $76. And then your cousin would be 1J plus 2S plus 1T equals 52. Although this is a pretty long word problem, it's the most straightforward out of all of these on this page. From here, you could just set it up as a matrix and put it in the calculator. So 1, 4, 2, 84, 2, 1, 3, 76, 1, 2, 1, 52. So let's go ahead and put that in the calculator. Okay, so let's put that in the calculator. So press menu, matrix vector, create matrix. We have 3 equations, so 3 rows, and we have 4 different terms. J, S, T, and then the total money. Type in your elements. And then double check that everything is correct, And at the very left side, type in RREF, parentheses. Enter. So your answers would be 20, 12, and 8. So that means that the jeans cost $20, the shorts cost $12, and then the t-shirts cost $8 on average. Okay, let's look at the last example on this page. This was a mixture problem. Julio asked you to make 10 liters of fruit punch that contains 13% fruit juice by mixing together some amount of brand A fruit juice and some amount of brand B fruit juice. Brand A contains 5% fruit juice and brand B contains 25% fruit juice. How much of each do you need? So let's set up this as a table. So let's just say that brand A was 5% fruit juice. Brand B was 25% fruit juice. And then the mix is going to be 13% fruit juice. The mix always has to be in between the two things they mix together. The liters, the amount would be 10 liters for the mix. We don't know how many liters for brand A, and we don't know how many liters for brand B. But what we do know is that 10 liters would be adding the two brands together. Now, if we have 10 liters with 13% fruit juice, we have 10 times 13 would be that much liters of fruit juice. And then we have 25 times B amount of fruit juice. I'll rewrite that. So we have 13 times 10, 25 times B, and then 5 times A. So we know that if we add these two numbers together, we should get the mix. So 13 times 10 would equal 5A plus 25B. So we have our system of two equations right here. We have this one and this one. If we simplify this out, we get 5A plus 25B equals 130. And then 1A plus 1B equals 10 liters. There's your system. From there, you could put it as a matrix. 5, 25, 130, 1, 1, 10. And then we would find the reduced row echelon form of that to find A and B. So let's go to our TI Inspire and solve this. So let's go in Menu, Matrix and Vector, Create, Matrix. It has two equations, so it's two rows. It has brand A, brand B, and the mix, so that's 3 columns, 3 different terms. So we have 5, 25, 130, 1, 1, 10. Make sure everything is correct, and then type in RREF, parentheses. So your answers are 6 liters of brand A and 4 liters of brand B. For the mix. The main thing for you to do all these word problems is set them up. Finding the solutions is only secondary on these. Okay, let's go to the practice packet. So we have 3A, formulate systems of equations, include systems consisting of 3 linear equations and 3 variables, and systems containing 2 equations, the first linear and the second quadratic. And then we have 3E, formulate systems of at least 2 linear inequalities and 2 variables. You could also do the Delta math assignments or EDIA if you ever lose your packet or you want some extra credit or some extra practice. Let's look at number 3. A metallurgist needs 15 pounds of an alloy containing 38% copper. He is going to melt and combine one metal that is 20% copper with another metal that is 50% copper. How much of each should he use? So, we have X amount, Y amount, and the mix. So X amount is going to be 20% copper, Y amount is 50% copper, then the mix is in between, like it should be, 38% copper. For the liter, or the pounds, we have X amount of pounds for the first metal, Y amount of pounds for the second metal, and the third metal is going to be 15. We do know that X plus Y would equal 15. So we have 20X and 50Y. If you combine those, you would get 38 times 15. So we'll go ahead and set this up as a system of two equations. So we have X plus Y equals 15 and 20X plus 50Y equals 570. Now let's set this up as a matrix and solve it. So we have 1, 1, 15, 20, 50, 570. So we'll go ahead and put this in the TI Inspire to find our answer. So menu 7, 1, 1. It has 2 rows, 2 equations, 3 different terms. Type in your numbers, your elements. Make sure it's correct, and then type RREF parentheses. So your solutions are 6 of the X metal, and then 9 for the Y metal. Let's look at this current problem. Number 9. A plane traveled 704 miles each way to Jakarta and back. The trip was with the wind. It took 8 hours. The trip back was into the wind. The trip back took 22 hours. Find the speed of the plane in still air. So we're going to say that the plane travels X miles per hour, and the wind is traveling Y miles per hour. If it was with the wind, that would be plus Y. If it was into the wind, against the wind, it would be minus Y. So it's 704 miles, both there and back, so we would have both equations equally 704. The trip there was with the wind, and it took 8 hours. So it would be 8 times X plus Y, because it was with the wind. And then it took 22 hours against the wind, so it would be X minus Y with 22 and outside the parentheses. So if we distribute those, we get 8x plus 8y equals 704. And then 22x minus 22y equals 704. We can set this up as a matrix: 8, 8, 704, 22, negative 22, 704. Okay, let's put this in the calculator. Two rows, two equations, three different terms. Put RREF in the front, parentheses, and then that would be the answer. 60 miles an hour for the plane, 28 miles an hour for the wind. Make sure you're able to tell the difference between the two. A lot of times they'll have both answer choices if it's multiple choice. In this case, they only have 60 miles per hour though. Let's look at an equality problem. Number 16. Allison practices her violin for at least 12 hours per week. She practices 3/4 of an hour each session. If Allison already practiced 3 hours this week, how many more sessions remain for her to meet or exceed her weekly practice goal? So it says at least 12 hours. So that means that it can't be 11 hours, it can't be 10 hours, but it could be 13 hours. So greater than or equal to 12 hours a week. It's 3/4 an hour for each session. So we'll put 3/4 times each session. We'll call that x. And then it says that she's already practiced 3 hours this week. So that means that we would have 12 minus 3. So that means she only needs 9 more hours, or more than 9 more hours. So we'll change this inequality to 3/4 x is greater than or equal to 9. All we have to do here is solve for x. Multiply by the reciprocal on each side. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So in this case, she has to practice at least 12 more sessions. Okay, let's look at number 20. Define a variable and write an inequality to model each situation. 20a. In many states, you must be at least 16 years old to obtain a driver's license. At least means that be greater than or equal to. You can't be 15 years old, you can't be 10 years old, but you could be 20 years old, for example. So, we'll say y is greater than or equal to 16, where y is the years. (20b). It is not safe to use a light bulb of more than 60 watts in this light fixture. So more than 60 watts is not safe. So it can't be 61 watts, it can't be 80 watts, but it could be 40 watts. So we're going to put less than or equal to here. So we have W is less than or equal to 60, where W is in watts. 20C. The Navy's flying squad, the Blue Angels, makes more than 75 appearances each year. This is more than. This could be greater than 75 appearances. So we could say A is greater than 75, where A is appearances. Okay, choose some more of these practice problems to do from this section. Let me know if you have questions on these.